Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show, brought to you by Pittsburgh Baseball Now. I'm your host today, Jim Rosati. Been off for a few days. I was over in Pittsburgh, so I'm back home now. Pirates lose today in extra innings, 6-5. Tyler, what's going on?
A lot happened. Like I was trying to think about what we'd even talk about with that game. There was a lot that went on.
There was a lot that went on. So let's kind of just cut right to it. So 6-5 loss in extra innings. It was 4-4 after 9. Marlins, put up 2 in the top of the 10th. Pirates, fought back, to their credit in the bottom half of the 10th, but weren't able to put across a second run. And they lose the series. So I think there's a lot of storylines to kind of talk about today. Let's start with kind of the first thing that kind of we saw, and that was Mitch Keller. So Mitch Keller got the start today. Looked unhittable for 4 innings. Gave up a homer in the 5th, couple runs in the 6th, but all in all, he looked pretty good today.
He looked really good today, and the results didn't indicate it. It's a quality start, but 6 runs or 6 innings, 3 runs. He probably could have went back out for a 7th. I think his pitch count was pretty manageable at that point. I probably would have liked to see him go out for the 7th, but he didn't. It's a quality start. It's another step in the right direction for Keller. I thought today might be the day we're going to see that ERA creep below 4. It was getting close. He was down to about a 4.17.
What was it before the runs? Okay.
I saw him at a 4.17. Now he's back to the 4.50.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You said it. He looked damn near unhittable early.
Yeah, he looked excellent. He was getting tons of swings and misses with the high fastball, striking people out. He had, total of 10 swings and misses generated today, 7 strikeouts in his 6 innings, no walks, which you like to see. Only gave up 5 hits. 1 was just a home run. But no, I thought he looked great, and I agree with you. I would have liked to see him go out for the 7th. He only threw 74 pitches, so yeah, I would have liked to have seen another inning there, and I'm pretty sure they even pulled him like towards it was the bottom of the order that was up too, so he could have had a fresh inning against the bottom of the order. But
I don't know if maybe the Pirates had a longer at bat before that. Maybe they didn't want to send him back out at that point because Banuelos got up pretty late in that inning. So I don't know. Maybe that factored into it. I would have liked, I would have liked to see.
Yeah,
one more.
Yeah, I agree. I would have liked to have seen at least one more inning out of him. But no, he looked good, and so it was nice to see though, because you had Sandy Alcantara pitching for the Marlins, who arguably is the best pitcher in the National League. You got to put him in the top 3 conversation right now. And Mitch Keller pretty much matched him step for step today. He gave up that other run, but it was a pretty good pitching matchup between those two. Now, both of them were facing pretty pitiful lineups, so let's kind of preface it with that. But both pitchers looked pretty good today. One of the better starts we've seen from Keller, like I said, until he gave up those runs there in the 6th. But no, I thought he looked good.
And even
what
in
else
the
there
6th,
to start the game? Oneil Cruz in his first at bat.
Yeah, but back to Keller.
Finish up the 6th. Yeah.
In the 6th, he hit Stallings, a bunt single that I truthfully think a real first baseman hasn't out there because Josh Van Meter has no idea how to play first base and did not stretch 1 inch. Then they bunt again. It turns into the 2 runs. The start was a lot better than it looked, numbers-wise.
So I watched this entire game except for the first two batters of the sixth inning. Go into a little more about that. So there was a
Yeah, so we
situation
hit Stallings.
where Wendell bunted. Yeah, Wendell bunted.
Brian Hayes made a great play. Josh Van Meter just did not stretch an inch, beat it out by maybe half a step. They should get him if a competent first baseman is playing there. Like he literally
So
didn't.
you feel
He was squared up.
if it was a real first baseman, you're probably
they get an out
looking
there.
at an out.
Yeah, they get an out there.
Okay, interesting.
That's just my opinion on that, but
yeah.
It wasn't. He's not at first baseman. He should not be playing first base.
No, he's absolutely not a first baseman, and
I'm not
it is an
blaming
easy
him.
position to play in general. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to blame him either, but right. I mean, you're right. I mean, absolutely. Like he's just not a first baseman. He's a second baseman, and even that he doesn't do particularly all that well. But yeah, that's a shame that it kind of cost them that game there. Or at least cost Keller. Like, I mean, maybe if he gets that out, maybe Keller goes out for a seventh inning. You never know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that sucks. But I did see the double play get out of that inning, so that was a good job by Keller. But then, then like I said, they took him out there in the seventh.
Yeah, but you were gonna get to Oneil Cruz, who.
Let's get to Oneil Cruz,
man,
because I feel like so it was his first. So first off, can we talk about why he's batting seventh?
Why is
I know
Greg
you guys
Allen,
talked
Cal
about
Mitchell,
it last night.
Josh Van Meter?
But this is yet another game where Oneil Cruz ends the game in the on-deck circle. You know, you're giving Kevin Newman. Kevin Newman gets 5 plate appearances today. Greg Allen gets 5 plate appearances today. Cal Mitchell gets 5 plate appearances today. Oneil Cruz gets 4. So, like, when you do, like, and all of that's going to add up. Like, and we're seeing right now, like, this team clearly isn't trying to win baseball games. Like, it's not what they're doing right now. And that's obvious based off of the roster construction. I mean, they just acquired a relief pitcher from a first place team and then decided that he should go to the minor leagues, right? So like they're not trying to win. But like, so Cruz, first off, batting 7th. I hate it. Like, there's no reason why these people should be batting ahead of him. Like, if the goal is to get Cruz, like, I feel like Cruz needs as much playing time as possible. He needs to see as many pitches as possible. Oneil Cruz needs to be batting leadoff every single game.
Not to mention, he needs.
No one should be getting more plate appearances. Yeah, no one should be seeing more plate appearances than Oneil Cruz.
Well, it's inexcusable. It's not helping development. He's not seeing any pitches to hit because there's no threat anywhere around him. Nobody's ever on base for him. I know he's struggling, but also, like you said, you're taking a bat out of his hands. There's probably been 7 to 10 at bats that he's missed out on this year.
At least.
Yeah. There's no excuse to do it. I don't care if he's hitting 150.
Yeah.
No, Greg Allen hasn't hit a day in his life.
Greg Allen bats second his first day in the lineup. And then his second day in the lineup, he gets to bat right in front of Oneil Cruz. Yeah.
Like it's like they're trying to handle him with kid gloves, but it's just detrimental.
Yeah. I don't like it. But back to the good thing. He does see Sandy Alcantara. And that at bat that he put together for that home run, it was probably the best plate appearance that I've seen from him like all year long. Like he laid off some pretty decent pitches that, you know, we've seen him swing at before. You know, he fouled a couple
later in the game
off
as well.
Yeah. But I mean, you're facing one of the best pitchers in the league. He fights throughout the at-bat, fights, and then he just drills a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, just an absolute moonshot over the right field wall for his 5th home run of the year. So that was really good to see. It's just another one of those like signs, right? Like you look at Cruz and you can see all the talent, and it's just like, can he put it together? And like that at bat, he put it all together, and it was fun to watch. That's why you watch sports, is to see like really good pitcher versus really talented hitter, and the really talented hitter came out on top that time.
And that was a situation where it looked like Alcantara was really just trying to challenge him with the fastball too.
Yep.
And he came up and in on him probably 3 times out of bat. This is, I think, 2 games in a row where I think Oneil has put together some good at bats. He's had some bad ones, but he's put together some good at bats lately. He's getting a little bit more aggressive early in counts, which I like to see, but he's still not all the way there. What are you pulling up now? There we go.
Yeah. So
God, what a memory I got.
There we go. Yeah, there's the at bat. So yeah, I mean, he was kind of peppering that high and tight corner there with fastballs the entire at bat, and then he finally got a hold of that 7th pitch for a home run. So, but like this changeup right here, like that's a pitch he normally would swing at. Like he like I that was a good layoff. He fouled this one off right here, fouled that pitch off. But like I said, he got that ball right. He got it a little bit too much to the plate there, and Cruz was ready for it because he had already seen 3 fastballs basically right in the same spot. And like I said, he launched it. So fun plate appearance from Cruz. Just like one of those. Like I said, it was good to see him kind of make that adjustment mid at bat, and say like, hey, they're pitching me high and tight with this fastball. I'm going to be ready for it. And he was.
Yeah. So another home run from him. That is 5. That's a pretty good pace he's on. I'll throw the numbers out. All the other numbers out. It's a pretty good pace he's on.
Yeah, I meant to look like kind of where he's at. So I mean, he's at. Let's see. I mean, let's say you look over a course of an entire season, you get what, 600 plate appearances, right? Over 100.
Well, if you're not hitting
game
7th.
season. If you're not hitting 7th, right? So, yeah, I mean, he's basically hitting at a 30 homer pace right now. Yeah. And he still clearly hasn't hit his potential. So,
yeah, he's struggling.
The power's there.
And
power's there, though.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah, it's been a mixed bag to this point, which I think we kind of expected. We saw it early in the year. I mean, even in Indianapolis, he struggled, but when it turns on, it's going to turn on.
Yeah, and you saw the complete opposite later in the game too, right? Where he was up with runners on base later in the game, and he struck out, right? So it's just one of those things where like you're gonna have to take the bad, but when the good is in there, like he looks really good. Yeah, I wanted to just bring that up. That plate appearance, it was probably one of the better ones I've seen from him since his call up, and the fact that he did against, arguably the best pitcher in baseball was just an added bonus.
Anthony just mentioned something. Anthony says Bad Hayes 7th and Cruz 3rd, but it.
So I wanted to get to Brian Hayes at some point today too. So Hayes he does get a hit. So he goes 1 for 5, but the hit was, a bouncer over the mound. Like
that was the ball that hit the home plate and bounced really high. He's struggling.
And I saw someone tweet out his statistics like pre and post injury. So like maybe that has something to do with it, but he really hasn't been driving the ball at all lately. And I think it's like, I don't necessarily think it's a skill issue with him. I think it's just his approach is just not good. I mean, you always like to see people kind of go the other way, right? And go the other way, go use the middle of the field. Like that's kind of what you're taught. But like, I feel like with him, like the ball is just traveling so far and so deep into his stance that once he makes contact with the ball, first off, it's basically impossible to hit like a fly ball with any authority, when you're hitting the ball it's behind you. But he's getting jammed. He's not catching the ball out in front of the plate. And until he catches the ball out in front of the plate, he's not going to be driving anything with any sort of authority.
I completely agree.
I think it's an approach issue.
Yeah, his contact point's awful. We've all talked about his launch angle forever. That's probably not really going to change. The other part of that, I think, everyone knows he has an inside out swing. Like, he's going the other way with everything. But he's leaving a lot of pitches that are up and out and just taking them. And that's his bread and butter.
When,
if he's
that,
really
should be his that should be his wheelhouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So early in counts, I don't see him swinging at that. I think Baseball Savant has something about how many pitches you swing at in the heart of the plate. I didn't read too much into it, but he's really bad at swinging at pitches that are there. So you can get away with having the approach he does. He's not attacking like you would hope he would, because he's always going to have trouble with that inside pitch. It's just not something that he can hit unless he just reworks his swing. He's not going to look to pull the baseball.
Right, because that's what's happening. Like, pitchers are throwing him inside now, and he's not able to get extended because he's catching it so deep in the zone. So it just ends up being either like a dribbler back to the mound or a ground ball to second base. Like, I don't know how many ground balls to second base this guy hits, but it's a lot. And yeah, like, I think it's just like I said, it's just somehow like I have the faith in him that like he can eventually do it, like, because the skill set is there. Like, he has contact skills. He puts the barrel to the ball like when he gets the opportunity, like when he's not jammed. He just needs to change that approach. Like, you want to take balls that are outside the other way, right? Like, that's fine, but you shouldn't be going to right field with everything. And that's what he's trying to do right now. And it's just, I mean, the guy's slugging after today, he's slugging 349.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's bad. Yeah.
I think that's Sonardo in the chat. Sonardo says he swings at 60.6% of pitches in the zone. MLB average is 66.9. There is another stat on Baseball Savant about swinging at pitches at the heart of the plate. I didn't read much into it. I just peeked at it. Great podcasting. I didn't do any research, which is what I do.
Yeah.
But
like I said, from just a pure slugging, but like from just a pure slugging percentage standpoint, I mean, we'll just stick with basic stats here. Out of 154 qualified hitters in Major League Baseball, he is 137th.
Yeah,
so
it's bad.
It's just not where it needs to be. And I think it's like, it would be different if I thought that this is who he is, but like I think he's better than this. Like, I don't even think, like, I know he's better than this. I think he's better than this. I think he's shown us that he's better than this in the past. I'm not expecting him to be this like guy who mashes 25, 30 homers a year. And that's not what I'm expecting. But the guy should be able to have doubles power at least, and then be able to put, 10 to 15 balls over the fence this day and age. And he's just not really showing it right now.
He just has no desire to pull a baseball in the air. No desire.
And
I don't remember the last one I've seen.
He does that. He's not. Yeah, until he does that, the extra base hits just aren't gonna come.
Yeah, because that's what he can hit the ball. He can hit the ball with authority the other way if it's out over the plate and he catches a barrel. I don't remember the last time I've seen him go up there and try to pull a baseball. But he can't, because his approach is so opposite field heavy that by the time he can gear up for an inside fastball, he's already late.
Yeah, I mean, the only time he's pulling the ball is if someone hangs something right over the plate, then he can probably do it. But yeah, like right now he's just he is showing no interest, like you said, and shows no interest in pulling the ball.
Yeah, you can get away with that, but you have to at least. Well, you can't fully get away with it. You have to be able to do it somewhat. But
yeah, you've got to be able to do
it. You can't try to hit everything.
He has to be able to pull.
I mean, you can get away with having the approach going the other way. But you have to be able to pull a baseball.
I agree. So I think it's and I say it could be the injury because we have seen, like, I feel like it's been the last month or so that it's been real noticeable that he just like has nothing. But it's always been his approach. Like his approach for the whole season and last year included has always been kind of other way. But I feel like recently we're seeing him just get jammed a lot.
Yeah, lately he's been really
a lot more
late.
than normal.
Yeah. It's like his contact point has gotten even deeper, which could be because their teams are attacking him in.
Yeah.
And those are the pitches he's getting stuck with.
Yep. So
Charles, you got to figure it out for him, bud.
Yeah. Charles, let's get on that, man. But so Hayes again, like I said, he did have 3 strikeouts today too. So that he didn't have a great day at the plate. On the positive note, Yoshi Tsutsugo, big hit again for the second day in a row. 9th inning, he ties it up with a 2-run single. After yesterday, he had the only RBI of the game, drove into the game's only run yesterday. So let me ask you this. Batting average up to 177.
Did he strike out 3 times too?
He struck out twice.
Oh, okay.
But did Yoshi buy himself like another week on the team?
I don't even think it matters. He was going to be here another week no matter what. This team they don't care. They don't give a shit.
I don't want to see him anymore. And I know like he drove in those 2 runs in the 9th today. He had the only RBI yesterday, but like I don't want to see him anymore.
I can throw a dart at Jim. I can throw a dart at that lineup, and 4 of them I don't want to see anymore. I got a pretty good chance of hitting them. At least 5 of them, actually, I don't want to see anymore.
Yeah, I count 5.
I don't want to see Kevin Newman. I don't want to see Josh Van Meter. I don't want to see Cal Mitchell, which I'll put an asterisk next to that. I just don't want to see him right now.
He did play well today. Yeah.
Oh, he had a pretty terrible play in right field, but in extras.
Yeah, but it didn't cost anything, to be honest.
Yeah, he looked a runner advance, but he would have made it there anyhow. Anyhow, I don't want to see him right now. I'm okay seeing him later, maybe next year. I really don't want to ever see Greg Allen play a baseball game, and I don't want to see Yoshi.
So you were very critical of Greg Allen yesterday.
I have no desire to watch him play baseball. He did not change my mind.
You actually called him the new Anthony Alford, I believe, were your exact words. So I don't think he's that bad. Like I think he's bad. Like I think there's some skill there, but I agree with you. Like with the other people on this team, like I would rather see Sawinski. I would rather see Swaggerty up here. And like I said, I'd rather even see Cal Mitchell, but I'm with you. Like I'm not thinking Cal Mitchell is like any part of this future really, but Greg Allen, 29 years old. He had it half decent, like 20 games last year. Was it 20, 30 games?
I actually forgot.
I played.
Ben Gamble's another guy that I'm okay seeing, but
Ben Gamble is at least a major league outfielder.
Yeah,
like he belongs on a major league team.
Greg Allen,
whereas like half of this lineup doesn't.
And it's July 24th.
Like if the Pirates, let's go through here. Like if the Pirates DFA Josh Van Meter, would anybody claim him?
No.
If they DFA'd Yoshi Tsutsugo, would anybody claim him?
No, not a chance. He'd be playing in Japan.
If they DFA'd Greg Allen, would anybody claim him?
No, he's on the Pirates for a reason.
If they here's the tough one. If they DFA Kevin Newman, would anybody claim him?
Someone would claim him.
You think someone would claim him? All right.
I think someone would claim him. He's useful enough.
I think so too.
As a bench bat.
I think he's useful enough. He actually looked he actually looked really solid at second base today too, and he's actually looked pretty good at second base since kind of rejoining the team.
He can't take a throw down to save his life from second base.
What?
He can't take a throw down at second base to save his life. There's been at least
so the
two or
one
three
that he
this year
missed
now that I've got
today, the one he missed today, I'll give him a little bit of credit for because it was like way into the runner. And I mean, I've played middle infield before. I'm sure you have.
Nope,
That play is tough because like you've got a runner barreling down on you. So
suck it up.
It's difficult. Well, I'm just saying it's a tough play to make when the ball's tailing away from you into the
Worst
base.
case scenario, he gets hurt again, and we don't have to watch him.
That's true. That might not even be worst case scenario, to be honest. But yeah, 18 strikeouts today though by the lineup. I don't know if you caught that number. 18 strikeouts. That is that's pretty bad. They struck out 7 times in the last 3 innings. And it's
not good.
You know, they scored 5 runs, but
theme.
the strikeouts were just absolutely ridiculous. And I may get it. Alcantara is good, but like he's not even a strikeout pitcher. He doesn't even strike out 1 batter per inning, you know, throughout the season. But he gets 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. And then the Marlins bullpen, you know, they gave up 3 runs, but they racked up 8 strikeouts over 4 innings.
Yeah, it's a recurring theme with this team. They strike out too much, they don't walk enough, and there's not enough power.
The Marlins had a 32-year-old guy make his major league debut today. Did you see that?
Yep. And he struck out Cruz.
And he struck out Oneil Cruz in his first attack.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, aside from that, the bullpen, they kind of, sort of held it together for a little bit. Bednar got just
they Manny and De Los Santos, you know, each put up a 0, which was nice. The inning from Underwood Jr. was not good. You know, three hits against them. Bednar was not sharp either. I mean, I know there was like the runner starting on second thing is stupid, and I think it just kind of messes up with a lot of people. But I mean, he gave up 2 hits, gave up a double. Like he didn't look sharp at all. Yeah, I mean, I think this was a game that they definitely could have won. Like they had the chances. It's, you know, going into it, you know, you see you're facing one of the best pitchers in baseball, and it's like, you know, the chances are probably low. But this Marlins offense is so bad that, you know, when the Pirates scored 4 runs in 9 innings, that's typically going to be enough against the Marlins. And it wasn't today. But yeah, overall, not a great game. Jason DeLay, DiNardo's boy, you know, he got another hit.
Yeah.
So he's hitting
another point
now on the year.
I really didn't like the Shelton decision to hit Diego for him.
So I think Diego Castillo, first off, can't hit right-handed pitchers.
No.
And I think, you know, if you're going to pinch hit for DeLay, I'd almost rather see just put Hyman in it instead of Castillo.
Yeah. Or like maybe pinch run for Yoshi at that point.
Or just let DeLay hit. Dude's hitting 333.
But like you can do that, or you can maybe use Castillo to pinch run for Yoshi because he's standing on second base and his fat ass ain't scoring on anything.
Yeah. No, that was a weird decision because, I mean, Castillo cannot hit righties at all. He's like Chavis. I mean, neither of them can hit right-handed pitchers. And DeLay has shown you that he's been capable, at least since calling him up. Like, obviously, what Jason DeLay is doing isn't sustainable based on his minor league numbers. But
you ride that wave.
The dude. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the dude had a hit against Sandy, so like, let him face the reliever. I mean, that was a weird move. I didn't get that one.
I feel like Shelton would make a lot of weird moves if this team was competitive.
I think if this team were competitive, Shelton wouldn't be the manager.
I can agree with that as well.
Yeah. I don't know if I would. I don't trust Shelton to be anywhere near a half decent competitive baseball team at this point.
No, not at all.
Anthony says that this season is practice and they don't warrant scrutiny. Well, then what are we doing here at Anthony? We need to talk about something. So we're gonna talk about the moves that we didn't like.
Also, if this is practice,
you're still out there to win the game. You're still out there to win the game.
And then this is a job interview. You better do well.
Yeah, like the front office is tanking this season, but the team on the field isn't tanking. Like they're not out there trying to lose. They're out there trying to win.
When Derek Shelton gets fired, do you think he's going to want to walk in a job interview with a 35% win percentage?
No. Not at all. I would also like to add. So where's Bucko Mike? Bucko Mike's spewing things in here. Hold on. He goes, the Pirates are 3-16 when I watched them live. Bucko Mike, they're 2-3. All right. So I've been to 5 games. They're 2-3, which is like not that different from their normal. Like if you were to go to see 5 Pirates games, you would expect them to win 2. So like they're normal. they're like they play normal when I'm in attendance. So I don't want to hear Bucko Mike.
It's actually probably an improvement.
Yeah, I don't think they're that bad. But yeah, another series loss. They play the Cubs next series. They are traveling to Chicago.
8:05 game. A 2-game series.
8:05 Central. Yeah. I will be in the Eastern time zone tomorrow, so it'll be 7:05 for me.
By himself tomorrow.
And I may join him
on Tuesday.
I may join him post game. So just for everybody out there, I'm going to be in attendance tomorrow at Wrigley Field. So there's a chance they could be 3-3 after tomorrow with me in attendance. So
why are you following this team around?
I honestly don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Why have you? This is going to be your 6th Pirate game of the year. Why?
This is going to be my 6th game of the year. Yeah,
and you
3
live
of them being at Wrigley.
3 states away.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know what I'm doing.
Like I get it if you live in Pittsburgh.
I think you're cool.
There, my Apple Watch thinks I'm cool.
That was good timing.
Yeah, that was good timing. But the Pirates tomorrow, they get to face their old buddy Adrian Sampson on the mound for the Cubs.
He's still
Adrian
kicking?
Sampson. He is somehow.
Wow.
Adrian Sampson against JT Brubaker tomorrow. He was at the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I forget which one he went in.
Yeah, it was the Hap trade. You're Googling it. To fact check me, aren't you?
I just want to see because that was to Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Just straight up.
What are you going to learn to not fact check?
I'm not fact checking you. I just wanted to look and see
if it was a 1-for-1.
If it was a 1-to-1 or what. So, I mean, he's been in the. He kind of goes in and out. 2016, he made a start. He basically played a full season in 2019, but yeah, I mean, this is his. This will be his 31st career start for Sampson.
I'm going to be honest. I'm shocked he's still in the league. I thought I heard of him like maybe a year ago. How many starts did he make for the Cubs?
This will be a 6th start for the Cubs.
Really?
He's
maybe
made
I've
5
just
starts.
tuned it out.
He's made 5 starts. He made 5 starts last year for the Cubs. Listen, actually, his Cubs statistics last year: 10 games, 5 starts, 2.8 ERA in 35 innings. This season, 3.34 ERA in 32 innings.
Another trade the Pirates lost.
I don't think they lost that one.
Another pitcher they gave up.
Let's see. So actually, I'm curious here. So in 5 years, Adrian Sampson has, and we're just going to use it. I don't like using this stat, but Adrian Sampson has 7 wins. 7 wins in his 5 years since the trade. I think J.A. Happ had 7 wins. Yep. He was 7-2 in 2015. So
285 ERA.
185.
Was 185? Damn.
He was just lights out.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. But they didn't re-sign him.
Hey, I had the 85 part right.
Yeah, you had the 85. That was impressive. So they travel to Chicago, 2-game series. But yeah, lose this one to the Marlins, fresh out of the All-Star break. Jose Quintana is supposed to pitch Friday. Does he make that start, Tyler? What's your prediction?
I think so.
Okay. So you think he got one more start in him?
Yeah. So that puts us at
that would be July 29th.
Yeah, I think he's got one more start in him.
I have a feeling we've seen Quintana's last start as a Pirate.
I don't know.
That's my guess.
I wouldn't be shocked either way. Might be Tyler Anderson all over where he gets scratched. Doesn't even warrant a response.
It doesn't.
Well, then he needs to watch more.
Seriously. All right. Well, that's all I got today.
36
I'm also
minutes
super tired. I woke up this morning at like 6:30 to drive back home. It was like a 6-hour drive. I'm ready for a nap. I haven't taken a nap yet.
Then you're going to Chicago tomorrow for fun.
I'm not going for fun. I got to work tomorrow in Chicago. And then I'm just going to have to be there. So now I planned the Chicago work trip around the Pirates game. So let's be real.
That's just stupid.
Jim, like when you have to go to Chicago anyways, you might as well do it when the Pirates are in town.
Jim, they play an hour from me. You were in town watching a series, and I still didn't go.
Okay. That's your fault.
I'm lazy. The thought of going there, fighting traffic, finding parking, just sound like too much.
It's fair. Honestly, I don't blame you. I mean, look at the team.
Yeah.
I don't blame anybody who puts very little effort in trying to go to a Pirates game.
Although I was on the postgame show.
Yes. I was not.
I was not. Dick.
Yeah.
Let's get the hell out of here.
That's all I got. Pirates lose 6-5. They're back at it tomorrow against the Cubbies. I'm Jim Rosati. This was the NS9 postgame show on Pittsburgh Baseball Now. Peace out, guys.
Peace out, Scouts. Just stealing everyone's sayings. God, that Anthony guy annoys the fuck out of me.